Hey guys, Joel here from the Coffee Chasers. So we've been lucky enough to be sent some beans from Sprociety. They're in Croydon in Melbourne. They're a boutique roaster. They pump out some pretty good beans. And today we're going to show you 2 different ways to make a delicious coffee not using an espresso machine. So we're going to be using a French press technique and also the pour over technique. Let's see how it goes. So what we're going to be doing is putting it through the grinder. I'm lucky enough to have the grinder on the espresso machine, but you will be able to buy it already ground, or when you do buy it from your local roaster or cafe, they can grind it for you. You just tell them what you're doing with it and they'll grind it to the right size. So we've ground our coffee down. It's at a medium coarse grind, and we're just going to measure it out. We're going to make a French press. It's nice and simple. All I'm going to do is tear off the weight of the spoon. You do want approximately 7 to 8 grams per cup that you're doing, per cup being 200 grams of water. We're going to make 2 cups. So nice and level. And we look, hopefully something around, the spoon's not going to sit straight. 8 grams. So that's just over flat. And 7 to 8 on that one as well. Then we slowly pour in the water. Once we've got the 200 per 8 grams of coffee beans in, you just want to give it a bit of a stir. Simple as that. And then place the top in, the plunger. Sit, and just let it sit. That wants to go for about 3 to 4 minutes before you start giving it a plunge. So we'll just let it go. So it's been about 3 minutes, maybe just over, almost 4. And so all we're going to do now is just slowly push the press down, which filters out all the thick granules of the coffee, just leaving you with a delicious, delicious coffee. So with the French press, these are able to get picked up anywhere. If they sell coffee, they're going to sell a French press. They're cheap. I think this one cost me about $15 or $20, and it's perfect. You've got much, much better coffee than just an instant coffee, and it's easy to brew. You've seen how easy it was. It took just a couple of minutes, and let's give it a taste. Remembering that that's still quite warm water. That is very fruity. That's a very, very fruity coffee. Because it's got no milk in it, obviously you're gonna get all the natural flavors that are coming through the beans as well. And that's really nice. It's very fruity. It's hard to get over how sweet it is, to be honest. Oh. Yeah, it's nice. For the second method, we're going to be doing what's called a pour over. So it's using this contraption here, which I picked up from a coffee store for, it was only about $25, so it's another cheap alternative as well. You just use a coffee filter, and so very simple. Coffee filter goes over the top, in like this, And we're just gonna wet it down. The reason to do this is just to get the paper to sort of stick to the edge of the filter. So wet it down like that. And once it's finished filtering through, just give it a bit of a pour out. Excellent. And you work on measurements. Measurements are much more important with the pour over, and we know that this is about 7 to 8 grams. So we're going to use 2 scoops. And we're going to use, so to the 2 scoops, which is about 7 to 8 grams, we're going to use around 250 to 300 mils of water. And what we're going to do first is just pour in about 30 mils straight into the middle. And we're going to let that bloom. And we pour in about another 100, 120 mils of water. You just want to give that a little bit of a stir. That's just to make sure that all the coffee grounds are being consumed by the water. So once you've poured in just that little bit extra, about 100 mils of water, it should take about 30 seconds for that to start to disappear, almost completely disappeared. Before it has, you then want to finish off with the rest of it, making sure that you're not touching the sides of the filter. Otherwise it'll just push all the coffee grounds through, or the water will pass through the coffee grounds, sorry. And then all you're going to do is just pour in the rest of it, making sure you don't hit the sides. Slowly pouring it. And I had a little bit extra water, so I've just left a little bit more in there. And that should take approximately 3.5 to 4 minutes at the very most from start to finish. So hopefully the time's right. Excellent, so that's taken, it's been about 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes, and it's finished filtering through. There is a little bit of water left. We just want to remove that before it finishes all the way off. And we'll just sit that over here in the sink. And there's the finished product. So it looks a little bit darker than the French press. It still smells very sweet. Oh, it's much more bold, that is. It's taken away the fruitiness and it's hit me more with the acidity of the coffee. It's much more bold. And the best way to probably describe it is it takes the water out of it. So obviously it's all pushed through water with the French press as well. But it's much less watery and it's more of that caffeine injection coffee that you like. That's nice. So that was a couple of alternatives of ways to brew a coffee with the French press and pour over. And I'm just going to put it through an espresso and just see if there's much of a taste difference. You could already taste the difference from the French press to the pour over. So it'd be interesting to see what the espresso goes like. Remembering to put your grind back to a finer one. So I normally sort of hang around the 7 mark with this one. And the sweetness is back. Geez, that took me by surprise. It's almost like a perfect combination of the two together. So there's the sweet, there's the bold, there's the caffeine. That's got me, that's nice and strong. But that is really nice. I can't get over how sweet that bean is. That's really, really good. But anyways, just want to thank Sprociety from Melbourne. They're fantastic. That is a delicious bean. So we've been using this one here. This is the fruity one that we've been talking about. And we've got a couple others that we're gonna try as well. So it'll be to see how they go. And then we've got the seasonal blend. Highly recommended the seasonal blend. We'll chuck all their socials up on the post or on our page. You are able to buy online with them as well. And once again, do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We enjoy every single comment, like, suggestion. Thank you very much.